Welcome to the Everyday is Amazing podcast, where mindset meets motivation. I'm your host, Todd Harmeson, here to help you see life differently. Take charge of your story and rise to your full potential. Because when you live it, share it, and own it, every day truly becomes amazing. Let's get started. You know, these last few months, if you've been following me, you've listened to some of my podcasts and everything. You've heard how life has thrown different curveballs at me and different changes and going through change at home and divorce and, finding, friends and really reconnecting with myself, finding new people in my life, that are inspirational and people that are fun to be around and do things with and everything. And of course, I can't forget, recognizing family that have been there to reach out and, how you doing, what's going on, all that stuff that friends and family do. But that's not what this is about today. Today, I want to talk about the mental piece of it that goes on inside our heads when change occurs. The body, when unexpected things happen, our body goes into fight or flight mode. And it really is interesting how mentally we can turn on or off just like that. So when these curveballs happen, what is your mind doing? What are you doing? And I sit back and I think about it, and I really have to take a deep breath and, going through these curveballs and these detours in life and everything. And how do you manage that? And I just said it there, actually. I sit back and I take a deep breath, and you have to process these changes in our mind and realize that these changes happen for a reason. We can't get frustrated and angry and mad and resentful and have the negativity that some people just build up so much of. I was talking to a friend of mine, I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday, stopped by the camper, and he complimented me on going through this change in my life, and I haven't been negative, and he really, that said something that to me that he understands and that he recognizes that sometimes people become negative so much, and he took a moment to say, hey, thanks for not being negative. That is very hard. And that kind of hit home. I was proud of that. I sat back, I think it was Sunday night. I sat back Sunday night and reflected about it. And, it's so easy when these curveballs come at us and we get frustrated and we get angry and, why me? And, why the Johnsons next door are buying this new speedboat, or they're buying their new camper, or they're going on a cruise, and all these things, all these great things are happening to the people around us, but why am I getting these curveballs? Why am I so angry and frustrated? And you have to stop and think. Things happen for a reason. There's a reason why this curveball has been thrown my way. There's a reason why I'm going through this divorce. There's a reason why things are happening in my life. And I know, and I have to remind myself that these reasons are there to make me stronger, to make me a stronger person at work, at home, in my religion, in my studies, in my pursuit of building my business and having the financial freedom that I long for in my future. And I sit back and I think and I realize that, as I've gone through other changes in life and other stressful events in my 54 years, it led me up to a point that God knew I was ready. I could take on this change. I could take on this new curveball that he was throwing my way, because mentally I was prepared for it. Was I shocked? Absolutely. Have I had have I had some bad nights and bad days where depression and anger and frustration was there? Absolutely. But it didn't grip me. It didn't grab on and just hold for days and weeks and months. I went through that, and I was able to realize to myself that I'm fortunate, I'm blessed. These things have happened for a reason. And now, as I'm moving on in life, I'm realizing that I'm a stronger person, that I've found people in my life that I've connected with and that I've brought into my inner circle, friends and family and all, that are making me a stronger person. They're individuals that are seeing the glass as half full and knowing that that glass is going to fill up and be filled with happiness and joy and prosperity, as opposed to the negative, as opposed to people surrounding me that say, "You're right, man. I can't believe this. You're so negative, and I can't believe this has happened in your life. And, you're just never going to dig out of this. This is just unbelievable. What did you do? How did you upset God and the powers around you that this has happened to you?" Not once. I'm going to say that again. Not one time have any of my friends that I've kept in my inner circle said that to me. Not one time. As opposed to, they've said, literally, "Todd, I want to commend you because you've not been negative through all of this. You're still that energetic, powerful person that's excited to deal with life, and you're always looking for change, and you're looking to improve yourself. You're still involved at the fire department and mentoring young people. You're still involved at the police department, and you're doing things to help officers be stronger. And you're still that fun person that I reach out to, that I call, that I stop by your camper, that I come see you, that we go to Wawa, that we do these things." All these people in my life are still saying, "God bless you, Todd. You are still that excited person." And that really means a lot to me. And I'm very appreciative of it. And when I think about the podcast today, Faith Over Fear, sometimes we're scared of the unknown. We're scared of change. When I learned that I was going to get a divorce and I was going to be single, and I didn't have that person in my life to go home to every day and talk to and text and everything, I could have been fearful for that. But instead, I saw it as a change, as an opportunity. I saw people come into my life that I had kept close, and they had been just on the edge of that inner circle. But as soon as this change happened, they came into the inner circle. They came in to let me know that this was a new beginning. This was going to be a new day, a new life, a new Todd. And that was important to me. Every day we have to look at, how can we better ourselves? How can we ensure that every day is amazing? We do that by building upon the strength, by building upon the memories. And we put those memories up here in the bank. I've talked about it many times. We cherish, we embrace, we build our inner circle of friends. We bring people into our life that are going to bring positiveness, that are going to bring inspiration. Because when we surround ourselves with positive, inspirational moments, we remember those things. And those things are the sole items that change our mindset to be thankful of what we have, not to sit back and worry about and be negative and only be pessimistic about things that other people have. You have things in your life. Yes, sometimes we have to dig deeper to find them every day. But there are positives in your life, at home, at work, no matter where you're at. you're able to find positiveness. You have to think about that positiveness. You have to bring that into your life so that every day you are accepting the challenge that every day is amazing. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to Every Day is Amazing, where we help you live it, share it, and own it. If today's episode inspired you, be sure to smash that like button, share this episode, and leave us a rating wherever you listen to podcasts. Your support helps us grow, so other amazing people just like you can discover how every day is amazing. And hey, if you've got a message to share with the world, there's no better time to start. You can monetize your message and build your brand by launching your very own podcast today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just do it. Until next time, remember, live it, share it, own it, because every